Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the T25 AT, the Tier 7 American tank destroyer, at least one of the two Tier 7 American tank destroyers. About a month ago I posted the Ace Tanker. In fact, I posted a couple of Ace Tankers I got in the T25-2, and the reason I'm playing the American TDs again is mainly down to the introduction of premium tank destroyers for the Americans, because my problem in World of Tanks has never been XP, it's never been credits, it's always been crews. I don't like playing higher tiered tanks unless I have a good crew to put in the tank, and just frankly I was always short of American crews. And with the introduction of the T28 heavy tank concept and then the Scorpion, it gave me an opportunity to train up crews for American TDs, so I started up the American TD lines again, and I wasn't expecting very much from the Tier 7s. The T25-2 kind of surprised me. The gun is a little bit lacking, but yeah, the tank is okay. Not as good as the Tier 6s, but it's okay, it's playable. And then we had this one, the T25 AT, which personally, when I bought it, I kind of thought it was a little bit like a cheap knockoff version of the Su-122-44, the Russian premium Tier 7 tank destroyer, because it's fixed turreted, it's forward facing, it's got sloped frontal armor, they're both pretty fast, but it's kind of, the gun doesn't do as much alpha, the DPM isn't as good, the armor, even though it's sloped, is a little bit steeper than the Su, so I kind of felt as if it was a little bit of a cheap knockoff of the Su-122-44, which is a tank I absolutely love. But this tank has surprised me. This really has surprised me. I really wasn't expecting much from the tank when I bought it and started playing it, but I slowly am growing to like this tank quite a bit, mainly because it's got some great strengths that I didn't know about before buying it. So popping into Tanks GG just to have a look at the stats, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it, because as I say, I thought it was kind of like a cheap knockoff of the Su-122-44. I think of all the TDs in game, this and maybe the French AMX are most alike, but T25 AT compared to the Su-122-44, and yes, the DPM is much worse, but that doesn't mean the DPM is bad, it just means the DPM on the Su-122-44 is amazing. So we get over 800 DPM less on the T25 AT, which is not good. We get less alpha damage, 390 compared to 320 on the T25 AT. We get less slower rate of fire, we get slower reload, but we do actually get more penetration. We get 198 millimeters of penetration versus 175 on the Su-122-44, and it's 122 millimeter. So the penetration is a nice boost for this T25 AT, which I knew about and I was kind of expecting. What I didn't expect was some of the other strengths. The shell velocity is quicker, so it's kind of like you fire and the shot hits the target, so shell velocity was nice, wasn't expecting that. Ammo capacity, carries more ammo than the Su-122-44, wasn't expecting that. But then we come down to some major strengths I didn't realize about the tank before I started playing it, which is the aim time is very good. 1.6 second aim time, extremely good for this tank, and the accuracy isn't too bad either. 0.36 accuracy compared to 0.39 on the Su-122-44. Yes, the accuracy while moving, not so good, but the accuracy overall is better. What I didn't expect was better gun elevation, and this is the big one. I really did not think this tank, it's a forward-facing TD, but yet it has 10 degrees of gun depression. That was a big shock. That was something I was not expecting from this tank at all before I started playing it. The gun depression is absolutely amazing. So yeah, you can use this on slopes, and while the frontal armor, the slope on the frontal armor isn't as good as it is on the Su-122-44, it's still, because you're using it on slopes, you're going to be angled backwards and the sloping is enhanced. So I found the armor quite troll on the tank. The gun traverse is also better. You get 8 degrees of gun traverse on the tank compared to, or you get 10 degrees of gun traverse compared to 8 degrees on the Su. And then this is the other big surprise I wasn't expecting. I didn't know that this tank was almost 10 kilometers an hour faster than the Su-122-44 was. So it's a fast tank. It's faster than the Su-122. And the reverse speed is better, and the power to weight ratio is better, much better than the Su-122-44. So it means that it can accelerate up to 56 kilometers an hour much quicker. I wasn't not expecting speed, I wasn't expecting the gun traverse, I wasn't expecting the amazing gun depression and the aim time. So yeah, the DPM is lacking, the alpha damage is lacking, but as I say, you get more penetration, faster shells, quicker tank, aim time is great, gun depression is amazing. Anything else here that's worth noting? Oh, and the view range is better, so you get 350 meters of view range on the T25 AT compared to 330 on the SU-122-44. So this tank was a big surprise, especially when I discovered what its strengths were. Anyway, this is the first Ace Tanker in the tank, and I'm going to be playing it a lot like I would maybe the SU-122-44, but even better because it's got gun depression, which the SU doesn't. We're bottom tier here on South Coast, so I'm a tier 7 in a tier 9 game, and we're just going to go. So yeah, this tank, was a tank I had very low expectations of. I really thought it was just a slightly worse version of the SU-122-44, and it turns out it's a very strong tank in its own right. So I'm grinding through it, and I'm finding it quite enjoyable to play now that I understand it. You can see that we're doing 30 kilometers an hour. Once we get onto some flat ground, you'll see the acceleration start to build up. But yeah, this tank, 10 degrees of gun depression, fast aim time, quite accurate, 105 millimeter. So yeah, 198 millimeters of penetration with the standard AP. Good enough for most tanks it's going to be facing. It might struggle against some tier 9s, but you've got premium ammo to back it up with a very good 245 millimeters of penetration on the APCR. So yeah, this tank, big surprise. Now what did surprise me here was I got spotted so quickly. I have no idea what spotted me, but SP1C is advancing through the middle, suiciding. You can see how quick the aim time is. We set up an ambush, but we're not going to have the reload to get another shot into him. I do play around with going back to get him, but I realize that he's running straight into an IS-3, so no point in going back to deal with him. So I'm on a slope, and this is where this tank is at home, which I really didn't expect forward-facing TD to be, but it's got very good gun depression. Almost Dicker Max standards of gun depression. You can move up, look at this gun depression, look at the aim time. Tank much better than I was expecting. So first shot goes into the T69. Adjust, and again, even though I'd adjusted the aim time so quick again, looking for the killing shot, don't have much to aim at. Getting a red reticule. Oh, he's popped out, but he kept driving. I thought he might have popped out of cover and then reversed back in, but missed the kill. That's going to cost me at the end of this game, but it doesn't matter. We're up to 900 damage already. So the gun, surprising the tank. Really, the whole tank was just surprising. And when it comes time to finish the grind and sell it, oh, really unfortunate bounce on a T43. I would have expected that to go in. That was very unlucky. But yeah, when it comes time to finish the grind and move on to the tier 8, I'm just wondering whether or not I'm going to sell this. Because I'm enjoying it quite a lot. There's the lack of penetration. I need about 200 millimeters of penetration to go through the IS-8. Unfortunately, I've only got 198, but he bounces. IS-8 bounced on me, and that again is down to troll armor. Because I'm up backwards down a slope, the sloping on the front of my tank is enhanced. But look at this, move up, get stuck on a rock, but move up, look at the aim time, very quick aim time, boom, there we go. So first kill of the game, and I'm not going to get anything on the Carnarvon. So yeah, even though I'm bottom tier, this has got a gun that's good enough to damage higher tier tanks, even without premium ammo. However, the M103 and, as I say, the IS-8 going to be a little bit tricky unless I can get them at good angles or hit weak spots. But once again, we can just move forward. Now, I'm aware RT is in this game. If you're wondering why I kept reversing moving behind rocks, I haven't had a very good experience with RT recently. But moving forward, just waiting for this IS-8 to poke again. Nothing to shoot at here. Oh, and I noticed that, alright, he's angled incredibly badly. He's poking the back of his tank out from behind this rock. So even though it's at a slight angle, we can aim, and we get him with a blind shot. So, yep, kill number 2. And shooting tier 9 tanks, this is where you get all your XP and credits from, especially when you're in a tier 7. Lower tiers shooting higher tiers get a lot of XP, a lot of credits. I think I can credit a lot of Ace Tankers down to the fact I was shooting higher tier tanks. But again, a little bit hesitant to move forward. M103, as I say, is going to be a tricky customer. I figured that the Ferdinand is probably an easier target. So look at the aim time. Move up, get one shot in, low roll. In fact, most of my rolls have been quite low. Other than the first shot, I managed to get into the SP1C. Every single shot I've fired since has been a low roll. But moving forward, going for the cupola on the M103 and miss. Okay, that's the first really bad shot. So our team have advanced through the middle. That's why I'm advancing. If you look at the minimap, our team have pushed through the middle. The TDs that were over to the right, they are over to the left. They're going to be focused on the tanks coming into spawn. So that's why I've decided to go on the attack. And when I'm in fast, mobile TDs, I tend to play them a little bit more aggressively, a little bit more like medium tanks. And when I'm in heavy armored TDs, I tend to play them more like tank destroyers. But yeah, there you go. Armor can be quite troll. When you're on a slope and you're sloped backwards, the forward armor on your tank can get some surprising bounces, even against an M103. But now I'm kind of stuck because I don't want to drive. I don't have that many hit points. You only get 840 hit points, and IS-2 can roll high, M103 can roll high, and I'm a two-shot kill if they do. I want the tanks to my right, sitting in F0 to come up and help me. We've won the middle of the map, and we just need to kill this IS-2. The M103 has gone back to defend, and I kind of want some support. Finally, the AMX comes up to help. So IS-2 is just fired. We can advance, just swing around, get one shot in. And look at this reload. So AMX is getting out of there. He's being chased down, but the reload allows me to get the killing shot on the IS-2. So there's 3 kills, 1900 damage. This M103 is busy, just taking out our VK4502B. So I know he's probably focused on the tanks that are capping. Waffenträger Panzer IV is capping for some reason. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I realize that the M103 is probably focused on those tanks. He's just fired at them. And we're going to advance. Shot on the move. 304 damage. Again, low rolls. So many low rolls. I take a hit, but it's worth it. We can get to the side, kill the M103. The speed of this tank is just awesome. And our Waffenträger Panzer IV is still capping, and in fact it actually looks as if he's AFK. He drove into cap and then went AFK. So I say in chat to him, you know, is there a reason you're capping? You know, there are no TD cap missions, and the final 2 tanks on our team, or on the enemy team, are in A2, A3. So this guy, all he had to do was just drive out of cap once the M103 is dead. Like 20 seconds would have gotten him into a position to do more damage, get more kills. So I'm moving down, I'm on 4 kills. I'm wondering whether or not I can sneak a Top Gun here. But the IS-6 goes down, or the IS-3 goes down to the FCM-50T. FCM-50T had a really, really good game. But 4 kills, I know that the IS is probably focused on the FCM, so yep, again, auto-aim, just drive around the corner, get one shot in, 340 damage. And the reload, even though it's not as quick as the SU-12244, it's quick enough. And boom, we get the IS for kill number 5. So, Tier 7, Tier 9 game. Really, really happy with that. So just the Ace, no other medals, but the T25 AT has really, really surprised me. Very, very strong tank, surprisingly good gun depression, surprisingly good gun traverse, surprisingly good acceleration, surprisingly good top speed. I wasn't expecting much from this tank, as I thought it was just going to be a kind of a worse version of the SU-12244, but it has really surprised me, and I've been having some good games in it. I'm enjoying my time in the T25 AT, which is not something I thought I would say. It's a surprisingly strong tank, but we didn't finish first. Our FCM-50T had a very good game, doing 1259 XP, so he was doing a lot of spotting. He must have been doing a lot of spotting. Yeah, he got 1705 spotting damage, and I managed 0, so I think he did most of the spotting for me, and I did most of the shooting, but 3k damage, as as I say, as a tier 7, it's tier 9 game, can't complain. 5 kills and finished up with 1164 XP for the ace. Quite happy with that. And the gun really surprised me. I mean, it may not have the best DPM, but it's still pretty good. The accuracy is okay. The aim time is very, very good. So 17 shots fired, 15 hits, and of the 15, 12 penetrations. So yeah, 198 millimeters of penetration against tier 9s. Sometimes lacking, but you can aim for weak spots. The gun is good enough for that. As I say, happy with the damage. 8 spotted, or 8 damaged and 5 killed, and 22.7k credits earned with a premium account. It was the first game of the day, which left me on 3,492. But yeah, of all the tanks I've played recently or bought recently, this one, you never hear very good things about it. At least I've never heard very good things about it, but it's a very solid tank, and if you play it to its strengths, use its gun depression, use its speed, it can be quite a lot of fun to play. Really, really surprised me. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.